For as long as I can remember, I've chased moments that remind me how small I am. Moments that make the world feel big again. The Sardine Run in South Africa is one of those moments. A crazy spectacle of survival, chaos, and connection all at once. I came here to see it with my own eyes and to feel what it means to be a part of something this wild. Every year between May and July, cold water currents push huge shoals of sardines northwards, bringing with them hordes of dolphins, sharks, whales, and seabirds. The Sardine Run is often called the greatest show in the world because of its sheer scale and ecological impact. Nowhere else in the world do this many fish move together in such a vast, visible, and predator-filled migration. We planned to be on the water for 5 days and would be based in Port St. John's in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. The run encompasses millions of sardines forming huge bait balls to create this chaotic feeding frenzy, with predators attacking from all sides. It's one of nature's most extraordinary phenomena, and for anyone in the dive community, it's a huge bucket list experience. What happens is, common dolphins will blow bubbles to herd the sardines into a tight bait ball. The dolphins start feeding on the bait ball, and the kinetic energy will attract dusky sharks and bronze whaler sharks to join in on the action. Diving Cape gannets will attack the bait ball from above, and if you're lucky, a Brutus whale will come in and swallow the entire bait ball, and then the cycle begins again. For some reason this year, all of the fish we ended up seeing were actually mackerel rather than sardines. We don't really know why this was the case, but considering it's super rare, we had a great time. I also loved photographing the mackerel because they have intricate designs on their bodies, which look really cool. One thing I actually didn't anticipate was how rough the conditions could be and how difficult that would make shooting underwater. Some days it rained constantly, and other days were nice and sunny but with huge swell and whitecaps. Most of the boat actually got seasick on multiple occasions. When you're in the water, not only do you have to deal with strong waves and currents pushing against you, but you have to be locked into what's happening beneath the surface the entire time, constantly adjusting your camera settings when the light changes, and also not forget to breathe. If you were already seasick on the boat, being in the water when it's that rough doesn't help very much either. When shooting at the surface, I typically prefer to free dive down a few meters to get eye level or below the action, but there were some days this felt nearly impossible with everything else happening around me. One of my favorite dives from the trip was when we were able to scuba dive down on this huge static bait ball. It was by far the biggest bait ball from the entire week, but visibility was so bad that it became spooky and somewhat dangerous to dive. Dolphins and sharks would appear out of nowhere, and there were so many particles in the water from all the feeding. I still love how the photos came out after editing, but I can only imagine what these could have been in clear water. Some days were filled with the chaos of dolphins corralling bait balls and sharks weaving through clouds of fish. We ended up having 4 back-to-back days of crazy interactions out of our 5 days on the water. The best and worst part of the Sardine Run is that you really never know what you're going to get, and there's no way of ever predicting what you'll find. What I do know for certain is that the energy of the ocean, of the wild coast of South Africa, is something unlike anything I've ever felt before. But of course, as Mother Nature would have it, our last day on the water brought almost ideal conditions and no bait balls at all. There was nothing but hours of drifting, waiting, and searching for something to form. I came here ready to chase the chaos of the wild coast, and while that's exactly what I got for the first 4 days, I took away so much more from this experience than just the action shots. There's something really beautiful that happens when you let go of control for what the day would bring. We found joy in the smallest moments, and connection with people who chase the same feeling of being small in a big, beautiful world. This trip reminded me that often the best experiences in life are the ones you can't control or the ones you don't have any expectations for. So I'll keep chasing these moments. The ones that humble me, that remind me why I travel, and why I seek out wild places. Because out here, in all this chaos and beauty, I'm reminded that wonder often lives in the moments you don't expect, especially when shared with the right people.